Megumi Fushiguro has had enough. Even with Yuji being so close to tearing Sukuna's soul out of Megumi's body, now with Maki's help too, none of that matters if Megumi's soul no longer carries the will to live. Instead of being a brain-dead vegetable after being forced to take multiple infinite voids, Megumi is somehow mentally intact, giving them the chance to save him and end this conflict. That's only possible if Megumi lets Yuji save him. Yuji needs to convince Megumi to live and help him save people. If Yuji can do that, then with Sukuna gone and Kenny finally defeated, all that's left to do is end the merger. Now in his hands, after Sukuna swallowed Tengen down his throat, Megumi holds the fate of humanity. Yuji would ask Megumi to end it, but after everything Megumi has lost, and with the enlightenment he has gained, he says no and begins the merger, becoming the one to carry on Kenjaku's will. Just when we thought Geiji couldn't hurt us anymore, with the one last twist of the knife, Megumi is now the final villain of Jujutsu Kaisen, and it all might actually make sense. I know it sounds like some crazy fanfiction, like after all that to save Megumi, convincing him to live, now they have to fight him? Why would Megumi even start the merger? Just cause Sumiki and Gojo died? No, it goes beyond just those two for Megumi. For Megumi, life is simply unfair. He tried his best to save good people, but look where it led him. His sister was killed by his own hands. So was Gojo, a father figure to him. Even though it was Sukuna controlling him, it's still Megumi's fault and he's had enough of this unjust world. Megumi once told Yuji, "Who's to say that someone you save won't kill someone in the future?" Although Yuji was dangerous, he chose to save him because he was a good person. But Megumi got too close to Yuji, even sticking around him during the Kulon Games after he knew Sukuna wanted him for something. And guess what? It all led to Sukuna hijacking his body and butchering his sister. That was the straw that completely broke Megumi, plunging him into the deepest depths of despair. Sumiki was the one person he cared about more than anyone else. Someone who balanced, even rejected his own moral compass. When it came to making choices, like who to save or kill, his mind went back to Sumiki. Like when he hesitated to kill Remy, for example, a lot of his thoughts revolved around her. It causes him to hesitate before following through on his ideals. Megumi does not believe he's the same as other Jujutsu sorcerers. He doesn't give a damn whether he's right or wrong. He only believes in his conscience. He will follow what he believes is right, and save people according to that. Anyone else can go ahead and die for all he cares. Life punishes unfairly, whether you're good or bad, so he'll save people the same way, whether or not it's fair. He'll pass judgment however he deems fit, and the one person holding Megumi back, restraining him in a sense, is no longer there. And now Megumi holds in his hands the power to change everything, to do what he believes is right. Thanks to Kenjaku, even once Sukuna is torn off of Megumi's body, he'll still have control of the merger, and Tengen along with it. The greatest power in JJK is in his hands. After everything he's been through, the mental state he will probably be in after being pulled out of the shadows with godlike power in his hands, Megumi can enact his judgment right now. If he believes the merger can ensure good people can receive fairness, then he will activate it, even if it means going against the other Jujutsu sorcerers. Megumi knows he's not a hero after all. This can lead into the final confrontation between Megumi and the surviving sorcerers. His beliefs to save only people he believes are good is inherently selfish, but selfishness is perhaps one of the greatest strengths for a sorcerer. Free of all limitations, Megumi would be the one to carry out Kenjaku's will. Having been a host to Sukuna, he would also have been soaked in his cursed energy, making him the successor to Sukuna, while also housing the power of Tengen. Like his father, Megumi will leave everything behind him and show his full potential. It will give us one last chance to see the Master 10 Shadows and a complete Chimera Shadow Garden. To be honest, I don't know who will be able to fight Megumi on their own at that point. Hopefully most of the cast are still around for one final jump in. In the end, I could see Yuji convincing Megumi to stop, or Megumi figuring out a way to get rid of cursed energy altogether. He doesn't have to be the final antagonist, but with the way everything has been set up, I think it would line up perfectly to be a pretty hyped twist and climax at the end. For Yuji to end this conflict once and for all, he can start by saving Megumi. But yeah, that's it. Megumi's coming back and it's looking like it won't be the happy reunion most people will expect. Megumi has probably the highest potential as a sorcerer after Gojo now too, so it will be hype if we got to see it. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and subscribe. It'll help a ton. Peace.